Hello guys, welcome to the fiction series. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto was the lonely boy gets the girl? Part 2. If you want more awesome fan fiction like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video. Team 7 made it to Tezuna's house where they rested. Kakashi lay in bed, finally waking up in a couple of days, but must have overused my Sharingan. Great, I won't be able to move normally for a week. Kakashi said. You better rest then, a woman's voice said. I'm Tsunami, Tezuna's daughter. Kakashi looked and saw a woman with black hair and eyes. His team walked into the room. Hey, the sensei is coming around. Naruto said. You know, sensei, your Sharingan is great and all, but if it puts that much pressure on you, maybe it's not worth it. Sakura said. Sorry to make it hard on you guys. But I only use it when really necessary, Kakashi said. Well, at least we got rid of Zabuza, Naruto said. Hopefully Gato doesn't have any more powerful ninja, Sasuke said. Cause we won't be able to hold them off by ourselves right now. Yeah, though I can't help but feel something is amiss, Kakashi agreed. He drifted off, unable to stay awake. After a few more hours of rest, he figured it out. Eyes, we got trouble. I don't think Zabuza is dead. What? Naruto and Sakura said. But we saw him, his heart stopped. Yes, but that was just a trick. The tracker used Senbon, which can rarely kill, they're designed to incapacitate. He wasn't trying to kill Zabuza, he was trying to save him. Naruto and Sakura both shook. If Sasuke was scared, he didn't show it. So, that stands to reason that we will meet Zabuza again. And if I'm right, then the tracker, or more likely, the man in the mask who wears a tracker mask, will be with him. We don't know what sort of jutsu possesses, so we will need to be prepared for anything. I will train you all. But sensei, you said you can't move for a week. Sakura reminded him. I can still move enough to show you a few things, Kakashi said. Alright. Look out, Zabuza, masked man, Gato. We're gonna train hard and bring you all down. Believe it. Naruto stated. Suddenly a voice spoke up. I don't believe it. Nothing around here is gonna change. They looked and saw a small boy with a hat on. He looked at them with angry eyes. Inari. Tsunami shouted in a scolding tone. Inari. Tezuna said in a warm one. Grandpa, you're back. The boy said, running to Tezuna and hugging him. Inari, that was very rude. These are the ninja that have protected our grandfather. Tsunami lectured her son. Grandpa, you should them back home or they're gonna die. Inari said. No way, we're gonna head back. Naruto said. We never give up. You're just gonna die. Inari said. Grandpa, please stop making the bridge. Gato might let you live if you do. I can't do that, Inari, Tezuna said. If I stop now, things will never have a chance to get better. They won't anyway. Inari said, storming off. Heroes don't exist. He vanished into another room. Naruto stared after him with a frown. Kakashi used crutches to walk and lead his team into the woods. Okay, we're gonna need to grow stronger if we are going to face Zabuza again. Even though he is alive, he'll need time to recover, same as me. But we can't waste any time. You've all grown stronger, especially you, Naruto. Naruto grinned. Alright, so what are we gonna do? We're going to learn better chakra control. I'm gonna show you an exercise to do that. Climb a tree. Climb a tree. Naruto and Sakura exclaimed, they then looked at each other and blushed before looking away. There's just one rule, no hands. Kakashi said. That stumped them. How can we climb trees without using our hands? Sakura asked. Watch, Kakashi said. He walked over to the nearest tree and with his crutches, began walking up it with only his feet to the amazement of the genin. Once on a branch, he threw 3 kunai down in front of them. Use the kunai to mark the spot where you are able to climb, he told them. Concentrate your chakra into your feet. You'll need to apply the right amount of chakra or it won't work. They took up the kunai and ran to a different tree. Naruto fell right back down as soon as he took both feet off the ground. Sasuke managed to get several steps up before he made a crack in the tree and was forced back down. He quickly slashed the bark to mark the spot before he fell, managing to land smoothly on his feet. Naruto had applied too little chakra to allow himself to climb up, while Sasuke had put too much and damaged the tree. As for Sakura, hey, this is fun. Sakura said. She had managed to climb up the tree and stick her kunai in before jumping on a branch and looking down at her team. Hey, great job, Sakura. Naruto said to her. Thanks, Naruto. Sakura said. Though she'd hoped to impress Sasuke, Naruto's praise still warmed her heart somehow. Maybe Naruto is a better guy than him. Her inner self said. He might not be as cool or strong, but he's much nicer and funny too. They continued to train. Sakura was able to run all the way up the tree several times, but was soon left exhausted. Naruto and Sasuke, while not as good at controlling the amount of chakra they used, had much more chakra reserves than her. For a while Naruto didn't make any progress at all. Sasuke also struggled with it, even though he managed to get higher up the tree. Frustrated, he turned to Sakura and walked over to her. Hey, you're good at this, how about some advice? This surprised her as she wouldn't think he would come to her for her advice. Just don't tell Sasuke please. He added. Sakura figured he must not want to look like he needed help. Alright, she said. Neither of them noticed Sasuke look at them. Alright, chakra requires spiritual energy, so if you get all anxious and frantic it doesn't work, relax and totally focus on the chakra flow in the bottoms of your feet. That's how you get a steady chakra flow to climb the tree. Sakura, since she was the best at climbing trees, was assigned to keep an eye on Tazuna as he constructed the bridge. It was nearly complete, which would likely mean Gato was gonna have to make a move soon. Though Sakura was relieved nothing happened aside from Tazuna firing a worker that encouraged him to quit while he could get out alive. Unfortunately, as she accompanied Tazuna to the store one day she saw the people holding signs looking for work, children sitting in the streets hungrily, and a very limited food supply at the store there. She recognized that they had to help these people. One person at the store tried to rob her bag, though she assumed he was trying to touch her butt when she sensed him, and she kicked him. She remembered back when she'd been a child walking with her mother through the streets of the Leaf. They saw Naruto. Sakura recalled the first time she saw him, she thought he looked sad, only for her mother to look at him and say, "Let's leave and get away from him." Mibukki Haruno said as she led her away. Back then, she'd been young and impressionable. But now she asked why everyone, including her mother, seemed to hate Naruto. She'd come to be influenced and dislike him as well, thinking he was just getting the way of her and Sasuke. But now she knew that he'd done nothing of the sort. Sasuke had never been interested in her. On the way home Sakura felt someone grab her, she turned ready to attack again, but saw only a young child asking for food. Looking at the child, she was again reminded of Naruto. Wishing she could have done something nice for him back when he'd been young, she handed over a bit of the small amount of food she and Tazuna had gotten from the store, if one could even call it that since it was practically empty. At dinner they learned that when Gato arrived he'd executed Kaiza, Inari's father who'd been a hero in the Land of Waves. This had destroyed the morale of the land, and they bowed to Gato. It traumatized Inari greatly. The days passed, Naruto had been out training all night and woke to find a beautiful girl standing over him. She was prettier than Sakura he thought. Probably just a couple years older than him, she carried a basket. You should be careful. Sleeping out here you could catch a cold. Naruto sniffled. She might have been right. I just trained so hard I passed out and slept till morning. I see while out gathering herbs for an ill friend. He needs them to recover, she said. Why are you training so hard? Well, I have to outdo someone and become strong so I can become Hokage someday. Hokage, I've heard of that. You're from the Leaf Village then, the girl said. Naruto nodded. You know, something that has made me strong is having someone to protect. He looked at her and pondered her words. Someone to protect. Yes, when you have someone precious to you, it makes you stronger. If you fight only for yourself then what do you have that's worth fighting for? Naruto pondered her words. Well, I do have my team, Kakashi-sensei, Sasuke and Sakura. Are they precious to you? The woman asked. Well, not sure. I mean Sasuke and I kinda hate each other and always compete. But Sakura, man she is just beautiful, she used to always belittle me, but now she's been nicer. I kinda like her. Well, if she is precious to you then protect her at least. Hey Naruto. A familiar voice called. Sakura. He exclaimed. She appeared soon with a scornful look. It's breakfast. Kakashi-sensei sent me to find you. She said. Oh right. Naruto got up and looked back at the girl. Bye. Goodbye. She said. Who's that? Sakura asked as Naruto ran up to her. Oh just some girl that woke me up while I was gathering herbs. Naruto told her. Actually, I'm a boy. She shouted at him as she got up with the basket she had. Huh. Ah. No way. Naruto exclaimed in shock. He's prettier than you Sakura. Sakura blushed at that and narrowed her eyes. She was flattered that Naruto thought she was pretty, of course she'd always known that as he'd constantly tried to ask her out. Or at least, used to. He hadn't done anything like that since they'd become a team, aside from the first day. At the same time though, she felt a tinge of jealousy with him saying this boy was prettier than her. She looked at the boy dressed as a girl. Who are you? She asked. Someone you will likely meet again, the boy said. Wait. Sakura had heard that voice before, and the boy had dark hair, it was a different style, but unmistakably the same color. You're the one in the mask that saved Zabuza. Huh? Naruto exclaimed. You guessed it. You're sharp there, he said with a smile. Well, I will be leaving with these herbs. I won't attack you, but I will have to soon once Zabuza is recovered. He turned and began walking away. Hey come back. Naruto made to follow, but Sakura held him back. We don't know if we can win against him. She said. If he has an Anbu tracker mask he probably killed the one it belonged to. Anbu are just as strong as Jonin or even stronger. We can't win against him. Let's get back to the house and tell sensei. Naruto wanted to protest, but he knew Sakura was smarter than him. He followed her lead. They went back to the house and found Kakashi and told him. Well, good thing he decided to let you two go, Kakashi said. But he is still our enemy. Be on guard. A couple days later, Sakura and Kakashi, who was now able to walk without crutches, returned to the woods where the boys were still hard at work training. To her amazement, she saw Naruto up around halfway up the tree standing on a branch. Wow, you were able to climb that high, Naruto. That's great. Sakura said. You're getting better, Kakashi said. Suddenly Naruto looked like he was going to fall. Sakura yelped as he swayed to one side with a yell, but it turned out to be fake as he hung upside down from his feet. Haha. Got ya. He said. Naruto. We were worried about you. Sakura yelled, feeling the urge to go up there and slug him. Suddenly Naruto's feet separated from the tree as he stopped channeling chakra. Sakura screamed. Naruto. She yelled. Faster than the eye could see, Sasuke leaped to that tree and was on the branch Naruto had been upside down on. He caught Naruto by the ankles before the blonde boy could plummet to the ground. Phew. Sakura breathed in relief. Go Sasuke. Nice catch. Even if she was starting to lean more toward Naruto, Sasuke was still so cool. Ah well. If I'm still sane by the time I finish their training, it will be a miracle. Kakashi thought. Finally, come nightfall one night, Naruto and Sasuke were looking at each other from the tops of their trees. They headed back to Tazuna's home where dinner was ready. We did it, we made it to the top. Naruto said. This pleased everyone. Now it was time to dig in. Tomorrow they would all protect Tazuna, just a few more days, and the bridge would be completed. The only one not happy was Inari. Why? Why are you doing all this? All that training and cool stuff you talk about, it's all just a waste. Gato has a whole army and he'll beat and kill you just like he did my father. Nothing's gonna change. This isn't your land, so why can't you just butt out? You have no idea what it's like to be treated like dirt. Naruto snapped. Listen to yourself whining and complaining, you're nothing but a coward. Inari gasped. Naruto. You went too far. Sakura scolded. Naruto silently got up and walked away. Hey wait. Sakura said as she got up and followed. Naruto didn't say a word. Sakura just looked at him. Sasuke joined them as well. The team stood in silence as they looked up at the stars. Finally the silence was broken. I used to feel so hopeless, Naruto said. So alone, but I don't anymore since I'm on this team with you two. Sakura smiled at that. I'm glad, Naruto. I feel like I've changed as well. I was so mean to you back in the academy, but I've been trying to be nicer. I know, Sakura, Naruto said. You're not a loser, you know, Sasuke said. Not completely anyway. You did manage to get to the top, and as much as I hate to admit it, you have grown the most out of all of us. Still a pretty big loser though. And competing against you gave me some extra resolve to work harder. Yeah, same for me, Sasuke, Naruto said. And I won't be a loser forever. Someday I'm gonna beat you. Heh. Sasuke said with a smirk. I'm getting stronger too, you know. And I'm not gonna lose to you. Yeah. Bring it on. Naruto said. Tomorrow we're gonna guard Tazuna. And whenever Zabuza and Gato show up, we'll beat the crap out of them. Sakura smiled at him. Naruto had such a positive attitude. He never gave up. Somehow, she felt that they would be alright for whatever came. Looking from Naruto to Sasuke, she asked herself. Which one? Sasuke was cool, but often cold. He'd already turned her down and would only consider dating her, or any girl for that matter, once his revenge was fulfilled. Now that Sakura had gotten to know her teammates, she imagined each of them in the future. Two scenarios ran through her brain, one in which she was married to Sasuke. She'd be a housewife for the most part, taking care of the house and the kids, while he was an elite ninja who went on dangerous high-paying missions to provide for his family. But somehow even she imagined it, she had a feeling he would not be home very often. When he was, he'd just care about his children's career as ninja and not give her a kiss. The thought made her feel lonely and incomplete. Then Naruto, he seemed so bright like a ray of sunshine. His face would grin whenever he saw her. Then some words that Sasuke had said to her when he'd been about to kiss her came back to her. Sakura, you have such a charming forehead. It makes me want to kiss it, he'd said. Sorry, that's the kind of thing Naruto would say. And she could imagine him doing just that in about 10 years. They would be older. An image of Naruto in that time popped into her mind and she thought he looked handsome. He didn't look that bad looking now, she admitted. Even if he was a goofball. And she imagined him fulfilling his dream. He'd come home to her every night in the Hokage's robe and kiss her forehead. She blushed at the thought. He'd play with the kids with a smile on his face while Sakura laughed and watched with affection. A life with him would be so bright. Okay, I guess it's Naruto then. Sakura thought. Well, I think we better get some sleep, Sasuke said. Naruto and Sakura nodded and went to their rooms. They would need the rest for what would come tomorrow. Naruto lay in his room. He'd pushed himself hard last night and Kakashi had decided that he and Sasuke would go on with Tazuna to the bridge while Sakura stayed with Naruto. Like he'd planned, the two of them would stick together to balance each other out. Naruto with his strength and Sakura with her smarts. The pink-haired Kunoichi looked at the blonde as he slept there peacefully. Naruto, you've been working so hard, Sakura thought. I hope Sasuke and Kakashi-sensei will be okay till we get there. You just rest easy. Naruto snored, a bit of drool on his face. The sound gave Sakura the urge to clobber him and wake him up. But she refrained from it. After a moment the annoyance passed, she'd give him another half hour maybe, and then they'd head to the bridge to back up the others. Knowing Sasuke and Kakashi were the best fighters out of all of them, Sakura was sure they would be fine until Naruto woke up and they got there. Looking at Naruto, Sakura had to admit he was a little cute. His bright blonde hair, which he had a black animal-themed nightcap on it, looked kind of childish, but it suited him being the knucklehead he was. She sat there for a time, and finally, the blue eyes opened. Naruto sat up and stretched. Good morning, Sakura. He greeted in a warm manner. She smiled, her heart skipping a beat at the warm greeting. Morning, Naruto. In her mind, her inner self reminded her Sasuke never greets us like that in the morning. Can't believe we ever liked such a cold guy. Hey, where is everybody? Naruto asked. Kakashi-sensei decided to let you sleep in a little, Sakura told him. You worked really hard so you earned it. Come on, get dressed. I can heat up some breakfast that was left for you and then we can go to the bridge to join them. Naruto blushed. Sakura making him breakfast. He must still be dreaming. He pinched himself, nope, this was real. Was he winning her over? She walked out of the room and got to heating up the breakfast while he dressed. By the time he emerged, Sakura had already heated it up. Naruto sat down at the table and chowed down. Wow, this is great, Sakura. You should really be thanking Tsunami. She made it, I just reheated it. Sakura told him. Good luck today, you two, the woman in question said. I'll be heading out for some errands with Inari, so I will see you when I get back. Naruto ate his breakfast in a hurry to catch up to Kakashi and Sasuke. Then he and Sakura headed out and leaped into the trees. As they did so though, Naruto made a questioning grunt and stopped. Sakura was right behind him and landed on the same branch. What is it, Naruto? She asked. Looking in the direction he was, she saw a dead wild boar, as well as the landscape. Several bamboo trees had been cut down. They leapt down and got a closer look. These were cut down by swords, Sakura said. Yeah, Naruto said. And am I right about the direction they're going in? It looks like back to Tsuna's. Sakura finished his sentence. Inari and Tsunami. They doubled back. Arriving just in time for Naruto to prevent a pair of katana-wielding thugs from killing Inari and his mother. Sorry I cut it to the last minute, but like they say, heroes tend to arrive at that time, Naruto said. Inari looked at him in awe, with eyes that seemed to have a flare of renewed hope that had long since died. He cried. Naruto. Please make sure my grandpa is alright. He asked. I don't want to lose him like I did my father. You bet, Inari. I'm gonna protect Azuna and bring down Geto once and for all. Naruto said. Sakura smiled. Still the same reckless Naruto who never gave up or backed down. He'd fight to the very end. She would have to do the same, she would protect her comrades as best she could, even if it was just a little. Let's go, Sakura. Naruto turned to her. Right. Lead the way, Naruto. She said. As soon as the words left her mouth for him to lead her, she wondered if she would regret it. She'd have to be a fool to follow him. Ah well, just this once. Maybe. The two of them went back in the direction of the bridge. It was time to face Geto, who'd finally made his move. If he'd gone after Tsuna's family, then the bridge had to be under attack too. Sasuke, Kakashi-sensei, please be alright till we get there. Sakura thought. On the bridge, Kakashi, Sasuke and Tazuna had arrived and found all his bridge worked unconscious. Then the enemy arrived. The area surrounded in mist that was all too familiar, Zabuza's hidden mist jutsu. Then they were surrounded out of nowhere by 4 Zabuzas, all with their giant swords drawn. Sasuke trembled, which Zabuza thought was fear, but Sasuke corrected him. I'm trembling with excitement, the last Uchiha said with a smirk. And in a flash he destroyed all 4 water clones, moving too fast for the eye to see. Well, the brat's improving, Zabuza said. He stepped into their line of sight through the mist, and he wasn't alone. Looks like you've got a rival Haku. So it would seem, the masked man said. Sasuke glared at him, who do you think you are hiding behind a mask? Bring it on, I'm gonna rip that thing off and then kick your ass. Kakashi smiled. Good saying, Sasuke. Tazuna. Get yourself to safety. Sasuke, I'll handle Zabuza, you take the one in the mask. But be careful. Right. Sasuke agreed. Tazuna retreated further to the beginning of the bridge. He then stopped and looked back. He wouldn't run away, at least too far. He had to place his faith in these ninja. If they fell, he would too. He doubted he would get back to his house in time. Even if he did, the enemy would come for him as soon as they dealt with Kakashi and the kid. He could only wait. Further up, Sasuke began to battle Haku. He dodged the Senbon, then was behind the masked man and kicked him to the ground. That was a surprise to both Haku and Zabuza, who'd simply hung back. Impossible. No one's faster than Haku. He exclaimed. Kakashi chuckled. You call my genin brats, but it looks like he's gonna become stronger than you someday. Zabuza growled. Haku, I think it's time to stop playing around. Right. Time to reveal my trump card. Haku agreed. Crystal ice mirrors. Suddenly mirrors made of ice surrounded Sasuke. He looked and saw Haku in one mirror. He threw kunai, but Haku switched to another mirror. He was much faster now. Behold my true speed. Haku said. In only a second, a senbon flew from each mirror and hit Sasuke, who collapsed in pain for a moment. This was bad, his opponent was too fast now and could strike from so many angles. What was he gonna do? Suddenly a shuriken hit the mirror Haku was in, knocking him out of it. What? Zabuza looked. Two figures appeared from the mist. A boy with spiky blonde hair and a girl with long pink hair. Looks like we got here just in time, Naruto said. Kakashi smiled. I couldn't agree more, Naruto. Sasuke smirked. His friends were here. Wait, friends. What do we do, Kakashi-sensei? Sakura asked. We'll need someone to protect Izuna. Kakashi said. I got something for that. Naruto said. Shadow clone jutsu. He created a group of about 10 clones, all of whom ran to where Izuna was. Now the real fight was about to begin. Naruto looked at Sasuke, who was inside the mirror thingies. He moved forward to try and help him out. Sakura's eyes widened as she saw him sprint in that direction. If he went inside then. No, Naruto, don't. Sakura shouted. Her shout caused Naruto to stop just short of the inside. If you go in there he'll just be able to attack you both at once. Sakura told him. Stay out here, he can only attack one of us at a time. You're smart, girl. Haku said. And he threw a senbon at her. She raised her kunai to block it but wasn't quick enough. The small needle pierced her side. She grunted. It wasn't enough for a serious injury, but it caused her pain. Sakura. Naruto exclaimed. I'm fine, just attack him and try to help Sasuke. Sakura told him. Inside the mirrors, Sasuke launched his own attack. Fire style. Fireball jutsu. The fireball appeared in the mirrors, but they didn't melt like Sasuke thought they would since they were made of ice. Naruto began to throw kunai at each mirror, but he didn't have the advantage of surprise like before. Haku was able to dodge them as he focused on Sasuke, while keeping Naruto out of his line of sight. Senbon flew at Sasuke, who managed to dodge a few, but still got caught in the arm. Naruto grunted and began running around the mirrors, trying to catch up with Haku's image. Then another senbon caught Sasuke in the neck. He grunted and collapsed. Sasuke. Naruto yelled. He saw his teammate was stirring faintly. He was alive. Now that's dealt with, I can focus on you, Naruto, Haku said. Crystal ice mirrors, reform. The ice mirrors suddenly began to move, away from Sasuke and now circling Naruto. Sakura gasped. She had to do something. She looked from Naruto to Sasuke. Which one should she help? She'd hung back and watched so far but wasn't sure. Sasuke might need some medical attention, senbon weren't exactly lethal as they'd seen, but he'd taken a lot of them. On the other hand, Naruto was now being attacked. She steeled herself and decided to help Naruto. But how? Looking at the mirrors, she thought for a moment. Then an idea clicked in her head as she recalled some of the game jutsu she'd memorized from some of the books she'd gotten from Kurenai-sensei before leaving the Leaf Village. She weaved a hand sign. Blinding light jutsu. It was her first time doing the game jutsu, but miraculously it worked. A beam of light suddenly shined from the sky down toward one of Haku's mirrors. It bounced off the mirrors and went on to hit the rest of them. Haku grunted and covered his eyes. Now Naruto. Sakura shouted. Naruto had covered his own eyes as well, but looked around and saw Haku's image in one of the mirrors. He then threw his kunai, hitting the mirror and knocking Haku out of it once again. Growling in frustration and realizing his mirrors would no longer be of use. Release. The mirrors vanished, leaving Naruto with a clear target. Decided to fight me like a man, huh? He asked with a smug smile. Haku didn't reply. Naruto charged with a shout, but then Haku vanished. He picked up Naruto's last kunai that he'd thrown and was already behind the blonde. I hate to do this, but you've left me no other options, Haku said as he closed in. Naruto turned around, a look of surprise and fear on his face. For Sakura, time seemed to stand still as it all happened in an instant. Haku appeared in front of Naruto, who raised his fight to attack as Haku lunged, then blood spurted from his mouth. Haku had stabbed him. Sakura's face was full of terror and she screamed. A few feet away from Naruto, Sasuke's eyes snaked open. The blonde fell backwards as Sakura ran forward and caught him before he hit the ground. Sakura, Naruto gasped. Naruto. Sakura spoke in a pleading voice as tears ran down her cheeks. Please. Don't die. It's gonna be okay, Sakura, Naruto said, still smiling in spite of the grievous wound. Sasuke pushed himself up and saw the sight. Naruto. No. He yelled as he ran toward them. He ran over and knelt beside his two teammates. Sasuke. Naruto choked out. Try not to talk, loser. Sasuke told him. He knew they needed to stop the bleeding if Naruto was to have any chance to survive. But they didn't have any bandages or anything. Then thinking quickly, he reached up at his forehead and removed his headband, untying it so that it reached its full length. He then did the same with Naruto's. Hey, what are you? Naruto asked before his eyes started to close. Sasuke hurriedly tied the ends together around the injury to form a makeshift tourniquet. But by the time he was done, Naruto had lost consciousness. Is the first time you've ever had to watch a friend die in front of you? Haku taunted them. Naruto's not dead yet. Sasuke shouted. He may be a loser, but he never gives up. And he's getting stronger too. Unless he has some special power that can heal a wound rapidly, he'll be dead soon. Haku replied coldly. Sakura heard the words, and her mind went back to the day they left the leaf to come here. She remembered how Naruto's injury had suddenly healed. Naruto. Whatever power you have that healed the injury when we were attacked by the demon brothers, you have to use it now. Please. She screamed. I don't want to lose you. Please heal, wake up and help us. Sasuke looked back at his down teammate for a moment. Then when he looked back, the man in the mask was gone. Last. Sasuke exclaimed, looking around. Where'd he go? Then it hit him. The bridge builder. When Naruto fell unconscious, his clones protecting Tazuna disappeared. The bridge builder shook as he lost his protection. If either of the enemy ninjas were to come at him. Suddenly he saw a figure coming. It was the masked man. He held a few senbon in his fingers. I dislike killing, but you are our target, Haku said as he prepared to throw his weapons of choice. Oh no you don't. Sasuke shouted as he placed himself in front of Tazuna, glaring at Haku with a set of red eyes that showed a pair of Tamo. What? Those eyes? Haku exclaimed. I finally awakened my Sharingan. Sasuke smirked. Now I'm gonna make you pay for what you did to Naruto. Haku reactivated his crystal ice mirrors. He would have to keep an eye out for the pink-haired girl and watch out for that flashing gain jutsu. But he could hear her crying a short distance away. Saying the blonde boy's name. Naruto. Come on. Don't you dare give up. Haku threw his senbon at Sasuke. He had to take down this one before the girl could recover and use that gain jutsu again. Needles shot at the Uchiha from all sides, but with the power of his new Sharingan, he could see the needles move before they did and dodged every attack. Fueled by the rage he felt at Naruto's injury, Sasuke fought with all his might. Naruto could hear her voice. Felt her tears on his face, she was calling his name. But everything was black. Sakura, Naruto tried to say. I have to help her and Sasuke. But I don't have any strength left. Then take my strength, boy. A low growling voice said. Who's there? Naruto found himself suddenly able to speak. He opened his eyes, everything he'd been in before was gone. The mist, the bridge, his team, the enemy. Though when he looked at his stomach, Naruto saw that it was still bleeding. Now he was in some room with a yellow-green light with what looked like an enormous cage on the side. And in the cage was something terrifying. It had a mouth big enough to swallow Naruto whole, that showed a grinning set of immense fangs and bright red eyes. You? Naruto exclaimed. You're the nine-tailed fox. Yes. And it seems you are in a bit of a bind. Well, I would normally like to eat a twerp like you. I'm inside your body. You die, I die. So I think I'll be kind and let you have some of my chakra. It should heal that wound you suffered and help you fight. Naruto couldn't get up. But he saw bright red chakra coming at him through the cage, which had the kanji letter for seal on it. Sakura stayed with Naruto, hoping to stop the bleeding through her tears and begging, as well as her own hands. She kept pressure on the tourniquet Sasuke had made with their headbands. Blood was soaking through, she pressed harder. Hoping to use the immense strength she always used to hit Naruto with to save him for once. As much as he got on her nerves at times, he was still someone precious to her. Naruto, hang in there. She tried. You are going to become Hokage someday. I believe it. But you can't die until then. Or even after. I want to be by your side. Too. Suddenly an immense warmness touched her skin. Like someone had lit a fire nearby. Then her hand suddenly burned as she tried to stop the bleeding. She shrieked and pulled back, looking at Naruto's unconscious body, which was suddenly surrounded by something red and glowing. What? She exclaimed. Is that chakra? A chakra wasn't normally visible to the eye, except when it was exceptionally strong. But Sakura had never seen red chakra before. From what she'd seen in the tree climbing training, his chakra as well as hers and Sasuke's were all blue. That was normal for chakra, of course. Was this some sort of special ability of Naruto's, like the healing? As soon as she finished that thought, she turned her eyes to the stab wound. To her surprise, it was already closing, rapidly. Not even a mark was left as it vanished. She turned her attention to Naruto's face. Just as he woke up. But his eyes, they weren't the warm blue eyes she'd become used to seeing. They looked angry and feral, and they changed color a light red. She shivered at the sight. It didn't feel like Naruto was watching her, more like a wild animal. His other features were more feral now too. His teeth had become sharper and his fingernails longer. "Naruto?" she asked uncertainly. "What's happened to you?" He growled as he slowly got up, but not on 2 feet. On his hands and knees, again like an animal. "Naruto?" she called again, not liking the way he was acting. The eyes suddenly widened and he looked at her in surprise. "Sakura?" It was his voice all right. "What's happened to you?" she asked. Naruto looked at his hands. The red chakra around him dissipated but he remained the same. I don't know," he said after a moment, then looked at her, noticing her burned hands. "Did I do that?" It came from you," Sakura said. "But it's nothing. I'll be fine. Come on, we got to help Sasuke." He nodded with a low growl. They turned in that direction and Naruto was off, moving so much faster than before Sakura couldn't even hope to keep up. He was in the mirrors with Sasuke, who'd just gotten a few senbon to the back of the leg in his blind spot. "What?" Haku exclaimed. "You're done," Naruto said. "No one make Sakura cry." Sakura smiled as she rushed in. He may have become a bit monstrous, but he was still the same old Naruto. It was a very short fight. Haku threw his senbon at both Naruto and Sasuke. The Uchiha had difficulty dodging them thanks to his leg injury, but Naruto didn't even bother, he let them hit him. Only for him to roar and the senbon flew out of him, hitting the mirrors and disrupting Haku. The older boy tried to switch to another mirror but was caught by Naruto and then punched into one of them. The others then shattered. Knowing he was no match for Naruto's suddenly visible full power, Haku stood where he was. Sakura's mouth hung, as did Sasuke's. "Is that Naruto?" Sasuke wondered. What sort of power was that? As Haku rose, Naruto lunged forward to deliver the finishing blow. Then Haku's mask fell off. As Naruto saw his face, he saw it was indeed the girl he and Sakura had met yesterday. "You've defeated me," Haku said. Naruto panted. Sakura and Sasuke walked to his side and saw his features had returned to normal. "Way to go, Naruto," Sakura said. She was still curious as to what that power was, but also a bit scared of it. Now wasn't the time to ask though. Sasuke was curious as well, whatever that power had been, it had been enough to pulverize the enemy. He felt a bit of envy well up inside him. "Naruto, what was that power? Do you have a Kekai Genkai too?" "Geekin what guy?" Naruto asked. "Kekai Genkai. It's an inherited ability, just like my ice jutsu," Haku said. "If so, both of you are lucky. You have friends. I didn't have anyone." They looked at him. "What do you mean?" Sasuke asked. "In the small village I grew up in, the Kekai Genkai were greatly feared due to the huge damage they could do in war. My father killed my mother and then tried to kill me when he found out that we possessed one. I killed him and was left alone until Zabuza found me." Naruto and Sasuke knew what it was like to be alone, with no family. Sakura felt sadness at the tale, as she recalled seeing Naruto and him looking sad, and a starving child here in this land that had asked her for money. So many people out there suffered. She'd been ignorant and lucky to not suffer any tragedies. "I'm sorry," she said. "It matters not. You've defeated me. Go on, kill me. I'm no longer any use to Zabuza." Naruto and Sakura both hesitated, while Sasuke drew one of his remaining kunai knives and slowly stepped forward. "If that is your wish," Sasuke said. Naruto and Sakura both looked at him with an open mouth. "Sasuke? We just defeated him," Naruto stated. "And you think he'll just walk away and leave us alone?" Sasuke asked. Before any of them could argue, Haku gasped as he sensed something. Zabuza needed him. He ran toward his comrade. "He's running," Sasuke exclaimed. They followed him, in time to see him being impaled by Kakashi, who had been about to finish off Zabuza for good. Now it was the 4 of them against Zabuza. Or so they thought. Behind them a little man appeared. Geto had come with an army of his thugs, deciding to simply kill Zabuza as he felt a rogue ninja was too expensive. With that, Zabuza was no longer their enemy, he and Kakashi agreed to fight together to face the thugs. The crime lord then began kicking Haku's corpse, which Naruto shouted at him for. When Zabuza wouldn't defend him, Naruto shouted at him instead, reminding him that Haku had dedicated and given his life to Zabuza. The words got through to the rogue ninja who actually began to cry at the loss of the person he considered only a tool until now. With that, Zabuza lunged at Geto with a kunai knife in his mouth that Naruto gave him. He brought down several of the thugs as he pursued his prey relentlessly. But he was also cut repeatedly and impaled by multiple weapons. In the end though, he pierced Geto's throat with a lent kunai and threw him off the bridge to his death. With their boss gone, the thugs decided to raid the village. Unfortunately for them, the citizens had finally worked up their courage. Led by Inari, they were armed with pitchforks and other weapons. After Naruto and Kakashi both made shadow clones, the thugs turned and ran. It was over. They'd won. Zabuza and Haku were buried on a hill, and the bridge was soon complete. Naruto and his team headed home. As they walked, Sakura looked at Naruto. "Hey Naruto, when we get back would you like to do something together?" she asked. Naruto gazed at her in surprise. "Me do something with you?" No doubt he was used to her asking this of Sasuke. But he grinned. "Sure thing Sakura." She smiled at him. Sasuke's eyes narrowed, but he didn't look back at them. "So what if you lose a fangirl?" She was annoying anyway. Sasuke told himself. It took them several days for Team 7 to return from the Land of Waves. They got back in the late morning after clearing up camp. Soon they entered through the village gates. "Alright, we're back home," Naruto shouted with enthusiasm. Sakura sighed, feeling a mixture of relief, admiration and annoyance. She was relieved to be home and could admire Naruto's positivity, but at the same time still found his loud mouth to be a bit annoying. She'd warmed up to him at least, but that didn't mean she liked everything he did. Still, he was nicer than Sasuke who simply huffed as they entered. "Yes, I suppose it's good to be home," Kakashi said. "Everyone take a couple days off, you've earned it after completing a mission like the one we went through." "Sounds good to me," Naruto said. "I'm going home," Sasuke stated. Sakura watched him walk away without even saying goodbye. She then turned her attention to Naruto. "Well Naruto, what would you like to do?" Sakura asked. "Oh yeah, well I haven't had Ichiraku ramen in a while since we've been gone, so I'd like to go eat there." "Naruto, don't you eat anything besides ramen?" Sakura mused. "Not really, it's my favorite food," Naruto said. "That's not very healthy," Sakura said. "You need vegetables to help you grow strong. If you don't eat enough of those it's no wonder you're so short." Naruto frowned. "You want to get taller, don't you?" Sakura asked. "Yeah," Naruto admitted. "Well, you'll have to eat more than just ramen," Sakura said. "You want to be Hokage you have be strong." Naruto sighed. Fresh vegetables were his least favorite foods, but as he'd said not long ago there were no shortcuts to becoming Hokage. "That doesn't mean you can't have ramen every now and then," Sakura said. "But try to think of your health." "Alright," Naruto said. "Geez, you sound like my mother." "How would you know what she sounded like? You never met her?" Sakura snapped. Naruto recoiled as though she'd hit him. No, this was worse than any of the times she'd hit him. Sakura immediately regretted her words. "Oh, I'm sorry Naruto, I didn't mean to." "No, you're right. I never did meet my mother," Naruto said. "I don't even have a name for her or my father." Sakura looked at him with pity. She'd looked down on him for being an orphan, he didn't have parents to teach him right from wrong. If he'd had a real mom to scold him every now and then maybe he wouldn't have been so much trouble in the academy. All the other instructors besides Iruka-sensei had simply ignored him for the most part. That brought another question to Sakura's mind. "Hey Naruto, do you know why everyone seems to dislike you?" Sakura asked. "Well maybe not everyone, but a lot of people in the village." Looking around, she saw a few people glaring at Naruto now. Probably wishing he'd died on his first mission outside the village or left for good. "I don't know." She frowned, getting the feeling he was lying. And what had been up with that red chakra and fast healing? He was certainly not a normal shinobi, in more ways than one. "Why do I get the feeling you do?" Sakura asked. Naruto blushed. Sakura approached him, Naruto flinched and put his hands up to cover his head, where he was used to her hitting him every so often. But she didn't hit him, instead, putting her hands on his shoulders. "Naruto, we're teammates now. We need to be honest with each other," Sakura said. "Please, tell me what you know." Naruto looked around as though checking to see if anyone was watching. "Come with me." He led her to the training field where they'd had the bell test. They sat down and he began to tell her what he knew. "Just before I became a genin, after I failed the entrance exam I was approached by Mizuki-sensei. He tricked me into stealing this special scroll. Iruka-sensei found me, and then Mizuki attacked us. Have you ever heard of the nine-tailed fox Sakura?" She nodded. Many people knew the story about a monster fox attacking the village 12 years ago on October 10th. It attacked the village and killed many people, including the fourth Hokage, but he managed to take it down with him. Naruto shook his head. "That's what people say. But it's not true. The fox couldn't be killed, so the fourth sealed it inside someone. Me." Sakura looked at him in disbelief. "But then everything came into place. That's why the villagers hate you. I heard someone call you a monster when we were little. And you looked a bit like a fox when you had that red chakra." "Was that?" "Yeah, it was that thing's power," Naruto confirmed. "I saw it while I was out. It was inside this giant cage somewhere inside me." Sakura shuddered at the thought. Naruto looked at her in worry. "If you don't want anything more to do with me it's okay." Sakura shook her head. "No, it's okay. You're Naruto, the person who contains the fox. Not the fox itself. I mean sure you can be annoying with how loud you are sometimes, but you're also very positive, you never give up, and you're really friendly. Unlike someone else I know." He looked at her. There was a silence and then Naruto's stomach growled. He chuckled and grinned at her. "Guess I'm still hungry. Well come on. Let's go get some ramen, but after that you're gonna have to start eating more vegetables, Sakura said. Naruto looked down. They began walking back to the village's main area. Say, Sakura, how come you decided you want to do something with me? Normally you're always asking Sasuke for that. Sakura blushed. Well, She felt almost like Hinata right now. Her tongue seemed all twisted and she couldn't find the words for a moment. I've gotten to know Sasuke, and while I still admire him for being so strong, cool and handsome, I've realized that he's just not the kind of guy I want to spend the rest of my life with, Sakura said. He's just so cold and he's not looking for girls. I asked him myself and he's only focused on avenging his clan. I can't spend however long that will be waiting for him. Meanwhile, she stopped. Unable to add what she thought of Naruto now. With Naruto being warm and welcoming. Does this mean you would be open to dating me? Naruto asked. Sakura turned red in the face. Yes. She managed to utter. Naruto smiled sheepishly. Don't get too excited right now, Naruto. I'm willing to go out with you, but I think I need to focus more on my ninja training for a bit. I spent so much time fawning over Sasuke that I neglected my own strength. I know I've gotten stronger, but I still have a lot to make up for. Well, how about after ramen we train together? Naruto asked. Sakura smiled. That sounds good. But maybe tomorrow, I should probably get home to my parents as soon as possible. Alright. They got to Ichiraku's and each had a bowl of ramen. Sakura held her full stomach once she was done. That was good. Well, see you tomorrow, Naruto. I need to get home. Bye. Naruto waved as she walked off. Sakura began walking home from the ramen shop. But as she did so she had a distinct feeling that someone was watching her. She turned around and saw Hinata. She exclaimed. A Hyuga girl stood there, a few feet away from the ramen shop. Had she been watching them? Naruto suddenly stepped out of the ramen shop after paying the bill for both him and Sakura's bowls. He'd offered to treat her when the bills came. Oh, Hinata, hey. Naruto said, seeing her. Hi Naruto, the shy girl said. How are you? I haven't seen you for a while. Yeah, I got sent on a mission to a faraway land. I actually got to fight some other ninja. Naruto told her. Oh well, I'm glad you're alright. Was it hard? Hinata asked. Yeah, but nothing I couldn't handle. Naruto said. Well, I better get back home. Nice to see you, Hinata. Yeah. You too. I hope we'll have joint training sessions again soon, Hinata said, too quietly for him to hear as he walked away. Sakura approached her. Hinata looked over at her. Were you two on a date? Yeah, Sakura said. But I thought you liked Sasuke, Hinata said. Of course, she'd known that Naruto had liked Sakura. But she'd hoped this wouldn't happen. I did, but not any longer, Sakura told her. There was silence between them. Sakura remembered how she and Ino had become rivals back when they were younger. How they'd both been friends after Ino defended Sakura from bullies teasing her about her forehead. Sakura had just decided to end their friendship so that they could both pursue Sasuke as rivals. Now she felt as though she'd made a mistake. She wasn't anywhere near as close with Hinata, but she didn't want things to get out of control with them. Sakura sighed. Listen, Hinata. I know you like Naruto, but I do too now. If you want to try and win his heart, I'm not gonna go down easily. But I still want us to be friends, or at least on good terms. Is that okay? I'm sure, Sakura, Hinata said. Good luck. Sakura smiled. She then headed off home. But as she neared her place, she saw Ino's house. Shrugging, she decided to pay her old friend a visit. She walked up to the door and knocked. Ino's mom opened it in a moment. She didn't look much like her daughter at all, having brown hair which she kept in a bun with a red hair wrap. Her eyes were brown as well, and she wore a dark dress with a gem on the chest. Oh, Sakura. It's been a long time, dear. Are you here to see Ino? Yes, Sakura said. Ino? Someone to see you. Ino appeared in a few minutes. She looked surprised to say the least. Sakura hadn't come to visit since they'd become rivals. Sakura. Ino, I need to talk to you. Ino walked outside. So, what's going on, forehead? Sasuke reject you or something? Sakura frowned. You could say that. I talked to him and he tuned me down, but I've had a lot of thinking to do since I've been put on a team with him and Naruto. I've gotten to know them both and I've learned that Sasuke isn't into girls. What? Ino exclaimed. You mean No, he's not gay. Sakura said. He's just not looking for romance right now. He's only interested in training to avenge his clan. Oh, Ino said, though she wasn't certain whether or not to believe it. Well, I've decided I like someone else, Sakura said. If you still want to go after Sasuke, then fine. I don't why I started doing it. Practically everyone in our class started liking him, Ino said. Yeah. Maybe I just wanted to do what everyone else was doing, Sakura said. But I'd like to try and be friends with you again like we used to. Ino looked at her with a wide mouth for a moment, but then managed a smile. I think I'd like that. I kinda missed you, forehead. Me too, Ino pig. Me too. The two girls laughed, then wrapped their arms around each other in a hug. Let's never end our friendship over some guy again, Sakura said. After reconciling with Ino, Sakura headed home. She hugged her parents and told them about her long mission. Then it was a few days of well-deserved relaxation after successfully completing a mission that she was not qualified for at all. Kakashi told the third Hokage about it, so he would send a letter to Tazuna, saying they would have to pay for at least a B-rank mission in time. Until then the Land of Waves would not receive any shinobi aid from the Leaf. Though Sakura doubted they might need it, Tazuna agreed that the debt had to be paid. Now that the bridge was built and Gato and his thugs were gone, they could get their land back to prosperity. Perhaps in another few weeks, Sakura and her teammates would get around 3 times their original pay. That was a pleasant thought. During her days off she looked at herself in the mirror. Noticing her long pink hair, Sakura gazed at it. While she liked it long, it could sometimes get in her eyes. That would get in the way. She'd grown it out because she heard Sasuke liked long-haired girls. That was obviously not true though, she'd gotten to know him now and had made up her mind to go for Naruto instead. Time for a change. She took a pair of scissors out from her bathroom. She was not the same person as she'd been a short time ago after becoming a shinobi. The person before had been a fangirl single-mindedly devoted to winning the heart of a cool boy, neglected her training to be a ninja, and turned her back on her best friend for it. She was now a girl that was going to take her training seriously to help her teammates and village. She wouldn't toss friendships aside anymore, she'd get a wonderful husband that would love her and be with her someday. After resting for a few days and spending time with her family, Sakura met Sasuke at the bridge by the river that went through the Hidden Leaf village. It wasn't nearly as big as the one they'd protected in the Land of Waves, but it served as a good way to cross the river here. "Hello Sasuke," Sakura greeted. "HMPH." Sasuke grunted in greeting, noticing her haircut, but didn't say anything. There was silence. Sakura leaned against the bridge. Soon Naruto arrived, his eyes widening as he saw her hair. Good morning Sakura," he said in a slightly shocked voice. "What did you do to your hair?" "Got a haircut," Sakura said, running a hand through it with a blush. "I hope it looks okay." He quickly overcame his initial shock. "You look good with just about any style I'd say Sakura." She blushed harder at these words. "Aw thanks Naruto." She felt a desire to kiss him in thanks but held back. Sasuke narrowed his eyes at them. He gritted his teeth. "Why am I getting this feeling? Am I jealous?" "No, I can't be." Sakura was just an annoying fangirl. She's gotten better though. Not constantly chatting with me and asking for a date or fawning over me. But why am I getting this feeling seeing her choose Naruto? Sasuke thought for a while and couldn't come up with an answer. Then Kakashi showed up. "Well, hope you all had a good few days off." Kakashi asked. "Yeah. But I'm ready to go for another mission," Naruto shouted. Sakura smiled at his positivity and eagerness, though wouldn't mind if he were a bit quieter. "Well, alright. But we won't be doing any more C-rank missions for a while," Kakashi said. Sakura was relieved to hear that. Even though she felt confident she could handle some thugs now, after that mission to the Waves which was easily B or maybe even A class, she was ready to tone it down a bit. "Ah come on, I want to do more like the one we were on," Naruto complained. "Naruto?" Sakura screamed, whacked him on the head. "You want to get us all killed? We were lucky to get out of that alive." Sasuke nodded. "She's right, I was glad to get some real battle experience, but I think we better not push our luck." Naruto sighed. "Alright. Guess we'll just do the lame missions then." Kakashi smiled under his mask. "Cheer up Naruto, we have something coming up soon that you'll probably like if you survive." That freaked his genin out. "What?" Sakura asked. "It's a surprise." They did another few rank missions for the next couple of days. Getting herbs from a mountaintop, which was easy enough. Though there was a thug at the top of the mountain that was trying to hoard the valuable herbs for himself. Team 7 easily took him out without breaking a sweat. They then had to catch Tor the cat again. Naruto refused to go after the cat since he'd gotten a lot of her claws last time. That left Sasuke to do it, and he got the cat without even breaking a sweat, holding it by the neck so it couldn't scratch him. He then smirked at Sakura, who smiled. "Good job Sasuke," Sakura said, offering him praise not as a boy she had a crush on, but as a teammate. Sasuke smiled. Nothing I can't handle," he said. They returned the cat as Sakura looked at him. She'd never seen him give a sincere smile before. Naruto meanwhile just looked at Sasuke jealously. "Man, why are you able to get that cat without getting scratched up?" he shouted at the Uchiha. "Oh boy, here we go again," Sakura thought. "Because I'm better than you," Sasuke said. "Unless you've got what it takes to prove me wrong." "Hey, I'm the one that beat Haku back in the Land of Waves," Naruto retorted. "Oh yeah? Well, let's see you use that power you did that with, come on," Sasuke said, extending his hand in welcome to the challenge. Naruto gritted his teeth, but no red chakra appeared. Sasuke scoffed. I don't what power that was, but if you can't call upon it at will then you're not worth my time. Sasuke, that's enough. Kakashi said. If you two start picking fights with each other, I may have to reconsider applying you for the Chunin exams. They all looked at him in shock. Oops. Kakashi realized his mistake, he'd meant for it to be a surprise. The Chunin exams? Naruto exclaimed. You're gonna make us Chunin. But Kakashi-sensei, we've only been genin for less than a couple months. Sakura said. That's true, normally we'd wait for a year before letting genin apply, but you three have shown remarkable prowess already. Taking on experienced ninja looks good on your resumes. Naruto grinned, Sasuke smirked, and Sakura was nervous. I don't know about these two, but I don't think I'm ready, Sakura said looking down. Well, it's up to you Sakura, Kakashi said. You might not be, but it could be good experience that you can benefit from anyway. And that could help the next time. Sakura thought about it. They returned Tora to the fire daimyo's wife at the mission room. While the lady smothered her cat with affection. They were then given one more mission by the third Hokage himself. I'd like you to babysit my grandson and his friends tonight, Naruto. Hiruzen said. I don't babysit. Naruto grumbled. Naruto. Kakashi said in a warning voice. Behave yourself, I might have to reconsider. These missions may be boring but they are necessary. Fine, Naruto said with his arms folded. They went to the Hokage house where Konohamaru and his two friends, Yuden and Mogi were. Konohamaru had tall spiky dark brown hair and a long scarf that he could trip over, Yuden was a kid with glasses who had a snotty nose, and Mogi had a pair of orange pigtails and red cheeks. All of them wore goggles on their heads like Naruto had before getting his headband. Hey boss, great to see you. The grandson of the third Hokage said. Hey shrimp. Naruto said, patting the kid's head. You two know each other? Sakura asked. Yeah, I spent a little time with him after getting my picture taken, Naruto said. And you better watch out cause I'm in the academy now and I'm gonna learn all there is to be a ninja and become Hokage someday. Konohamaru stated. Well, we'll just see about that. Naruto said. Konohamaru noticed the rest of Team 7 behind Naruto. And who are these guys? Your minions. Oh, I bet that's your girlfriend there. He looked at Sakura who blushed. Naruto blushed as well. Well, you're sharp kid. Yeah, she is my girlfriend, or at least might be soon enough. Sakura turned red as a tomato. Hey, don't just go saying embarrassing stuff like that just because I went on a date with you. She hit him on the head again. Ow. Naruto said. Sorry, Sakura. I swear you get on my nerves so much. Sakura growled. Why did I ever start liking you? Her inner self asked. Sasuke glared at the younger kid. And I'm not Naruto's minion. If anything, he's my minion, but he's too weak to even qualify for that. What did you say, jerk? Naruto roared. You heard me, loser. Sasuke retorted. Alright, that's enough. Put a lid on it, you two. Kakashi said. There was silence, then Konohamaru said, well, let's go out and play ninja. He and his friends all pulled out paper shuriken that were used to play as ninja doing battle, since they didn't have the real combat ones yet. Sasuke and Sakura both felt a bit of embarrassment. Ninja playing ninja. This was gonna be embarrassing. Lame. I'm just gonna hang back, Sasuke said. Well, if you want to do something else, Sasuke, we can take turns watching the kids and train in between. Naruto, Sakura, you two take them out to play and then we can switch around dinner, Kakashi said. Alright. That sounds fun. Naruto said. Come on, Sakura. He took her hand, seeming to completely forget about her hitting him just a moment ago. She blushed as she was pulled along and saw his bright smile, everything seemed to go wide around her. They lead the kids through the village, playing tag as well as the ninja game, throwing the paper shuriken at each other. It was fun. They switched teams frequently with Naruto and Sakura being on each other's team first, then Naruto went with Konohamaru and Sakura went with the other two. Naruto won both times though, managing to dodge the shuriken thrown at him and retaliate. Alright, what do we play next? Mogi asked. I have an idea, Konohamaru said. Rescue the hostage. We tie up the boss's girlfriend and take her away and he has to rescue her. Sakura heard this and imagined herself being tied to a pyre. Erg. Help. 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 She imagined herself screaming and kicking as fire approached her. I'll save you, Sakura. Naruto appeared in her fantasy as a knight in shining armor, cutting her bonds and pulling her onto his horse. Sakura smiled at the thought for a moment, then thought of herself being tied up by 3 little kids. The embarrassment was too much. Oh no, you don't. How about we have a different hostage? Like the third Hokage's grandson? She asked with an evil grin as she took out a bit of rope from seemingly thin air. Her shadow fell on Konohamaru, who shivered as she closed and still grinning. Erg. He screamed and began running. Come back here, you little brat. Sakura yelled as she chased after him. Hey, wait up. Naruto yelled as he and the 2 kids chased after them. Konohamaru ran, yelling. You know, I'm surprised the boss even likes you. You got a really big forehead. And you're ugly too. That multiplied Sakura's rage tenfold. Oh, that's it, you're dead. But their chase was cut short. Konohamaru rammed into a young man in a concealing black outfit. He had something wrapped in bandages on his back. The black outfit concealed his entire body, leaving only his purple painted face visible. Next to him was a blonde girl with a fan on her back. Both of them had headbands, the man on the top of his mask and the woman around her neck, but they weren't leaf shinobi. Their symbol resembled an Hercules with a line above it. What's this? Hey, watch where you're going, squirt. The man in black said. Sakura stopped, Naruto soon catching up with the other two. Their eyes widened as the man picked up Konohamaru by the shirt. I'm sorry, the kid said. Hey, let him go. Naruto shouted. The man looked at him. He looked only a couple years older than them. He saw Naruto's headband. Hey, you a ninja too? You look pretty weak to be. Naruto gritted his teeth. You wanna fight? Bring it. Kankuro, no need to go picking fights. The blonde woman with the fan said. Don't worry, Tamari. This will be easy, the man called Kankuro said. He stepped forward. But before he could move, a pebble landed in front of him. They all looked around and saw Sasuke in a tree. You want to pick a fight, you should go for bigger prey than kids and losers. Mogi looked at Sasuke with hearts in her eyes. Sakura couldn't stop herself from getting a little blush as well. Even though she'd given up on Sasuke, she still admired him a lot. With him around she felt safe. Naruto was strong of course, but Sasuke was still stronger for now. Kankuro. A new voice said, surprising everyone, even Sasuke. The boy with red hair and a similarly shaded outfit with a gourd on his back appeared on the other branch next to Sasuke. He had the same headband as the other two newcomers on the strap of his gourd. His eyes were narrow and expressionless, cold. There was a red mark of kanji above his left eye. The Uchiha eyed him. Who was he? Trouble was the first thing that came to mind. He hadn't made any sound when he moved, only a jonin of Kakashi's level could pull that off. Oh, hey Gaara, Kankuro said, backing down. Sorry, I was just a little agitated. Shut up or I'll kill you, Gaara said rather casually. Alright little brother, Kankuro said. Gaara suddenly disappeared and reappeared next to the two foreign shinobi. Sorry for any trouble he caused, Gaara said without a change in expression. Sasuke leapt in front of his team. It's fine. We'll be on our way, Gaara said. Wait. Sasuke called as they turned. What's your name? The girl with the fan, Tamari looked back. Me? No, the one with the gourd on his back, Sasuke clarified. My name's Gaara of the desert. I'm curious about you too, Gaara said looking back. He'd been impressed with Sasuke stopping Kankuro with a mere pebble. Gaara could that Sasuke was obviously skilled. The other two didn't appear, so they were probably as weak as the little kids they were with. I'm Sasuke Uchiha, Sasuke said. Bet you're dying to know who I am? Naruto asked, trying to sound cool. I couldn't care less, Gaara replied coldly. That left Naruto dejected. Sakura looked at him. Don't worry, Naruto. He just doesn't know you're actually worth it, Sakura whispered. Naruto smiled at her words. Thanks, Sakura. What are you guys doing here? Sakura asked the foreigners now. You're not from around here. No, we're from the Hidden Sand Village, here to take the Chunin exams, Tamari said. Later. The new trio walked off, with Team 7 watching them retreat. That guy is strong, Sasuke said watching Gaara. If we're gonna enter the exams, we got our work cut out for us. So this part ends here. Alright, that's it for today's video guys. Let me know in the comments section how was the story, and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will meet you in another video. Bye bye.